Hello creative friends, welcome back to my channel. Today I've got a fun unboxing video for you today. This is the Elle Studio February 2026 release. I did something a little bit different. I took everything or most everything out of the packaging, so hopefully things won't fly around and I'll lose anything, but I thought that'd be a little bit easier than getting the glare and all the packaging material that I have to remove while we're going through the video. So here's my stack of goodies, and let's start with the main kit. Okay, so this is the main kit for February. As always, we get the punch out die cut pieces. We've got some half circle, some full circle, kind of a variety of colors for this collection. There's a little bit of like love Valentine's type sentiments, like all you need is love, and some hearts, but nothing over the top that totally screams Valentine's Day. So it's a mix and match. There's a little bit of both actually, but we've got some labels, true story, smile, details. And then I use hearts all the time on all my pages because I love everything that I'm documenting. So I have to have little hearts. So that is perfect. Now we've got kind of a subtle nod to hearts and love with this dark blue background, but then the different colored little heart pattern. This is super cute on this tag. That would be a great like title card. Would even be fun to use the heart die cuts or the metal dies from last month and cut some shapes out of that. That'd be super cute. We've got the other sheet of punch out die cuts. A lot of everyday sentiments, lots of fun. This was not my day, daily adventure, you and me, good stuff. My sweetheart, that's definitely a reference. Feels like a reference to Valentine's Day, but doesn't have to be. And again, kind of a rainbow of colors. So nothing overly holiday or themey. Then let me pull so I don't keep having to switch these back and forth. I'm going to grab the 4x6 tags. Here we've got kind of a rainbow, not kind of a rainbow of colors, which is really pretty. And then a highlight of this month, which would be fun to either put journaling or pictures or even ephemera from different products. That would be fun. Different ways to use that. Now we have the 3x4 tags. This one, love, definitely feels Valentine's Day, and we're still in February, so that will work perfect. 3 things I adore about you. Here's the story, Q&A, receipt, item, and the price. This would be super fun if you wanted to go to the grocery store and document like apples. What is the price per pound of apples right now? A gallon of milk, price per pound, and put the year, and then put it like in your project life, or just even do a 6x8 spread about it. And then you can reference 10 years from now and be like, oh my goodness, that was so cheap 10 years ago, even though it doesn't feel like it now, but that would be fun. A red bullet point journal card. This is a really fun, like a coral. I'm going to call it a coral color. I like that. Random facts, rainbow, oh happy day, some stars. February, we always get the month tag where you can just write down what's going on for that month. Today was a good day. A bright rainbow. This is a nice journaling tag. It's a subtle pink and red. I think this would work for any month of the year. I tend to, again, use hearts and pinks throughout the year, so I think that could go into just a general journaling tag. This is fun. This is like a music play screen. So it could either whether you put an album picture or a podcast picture or journaling, that'd be really cute. Some teal. I love the Elle Studio teal that she has in the kits. It's one of my favorite colors. a deep purple with a lavender, important notes, reminder, and find joy in the simple things and life will always be fulfilling. That's a really nice quote. Good reminder at all times. So that is the kit for February. Now February we have, this is our label sheet. And as you know, every month is a different shape labels. I used this as sort of my color palette of how I was going to pick inks to go with this kit this month. There's got the variety of reds to pink, a little bit of purple, and some yellows, and then kind of a coral with some orange. And I'll show you the ink colors that I picked out in a little bit. Now we've got icon stickers this month. These tend to be, let's see, I was looking over them a little earlier. You get 2 sheets of them, and they are looking like kind of everyday activities. So like weather, some food, activities like movie, music, maybe a TV screen, video game, things like that, cleaning, got a pet, bike riding, camping, things like that, sports. So kind of just general everyday icons. And that's kind of the general theme I got from this collection and this kit, which is kind of everyday documenting this month, which is great. I don't do a lot of Valentine's Day documenting. I do have some pictures when my kids were younger, when they had Valentine's Day parties and exchanged Valentine's cards with people. But other than that, I don't do a lot of very themed Valentine's. So this will be really fun to just do some general everyday documenting this month. Let's pull some other stuff. Again, let's see. We've got these photograph detail stickers. We get 2 sheets of those. So again, I took the plastic wrap out. Normally it would be together like this with some plastic, but I took that off. And these are great, as the title implies, to put these on photographs, and obviously all different colors. And then you can just write the date of the photograph and the place, and then just put that right on the edge. And if that's all the journaling you want to do for that photo, it's perfect. It's right there, and you have that information. So those are very useful. We've got a pink alphabet sticker sheet, 2 sheets, but it's A through R and then S through numbers and symbols on this side. So a pink to go with the pinks and yellows and purples from this month. Now for the stamps, we've got a couple fun stamps this month. This is called In My Journal stamp, and it has a lot of symbols, I should say, decorative symbols is what I'm trying to say. This looks like a paint or a marker movement, some arrows, obviously happy face, sad face, just stars, hearts, and then some everyday sentiments like pieces of today, got this from, notes, some decorations. You could do a little repeat pattern with that one. Little tiny heart, that, and a little tiny star. Those would be fantastic for adding to an embellishment cluster, whether it's stamped wise or have some stickers and then do the tiny little hearts on the side. Here's a little label, kind of looks like a hand-drawn style. So that would be fun. And again, kind of everyday sentiment, everyday icons. So that will be really useful all year long. This one I love. Currently listening to stamp. I just love the icons on here. I'm always looking for music notes. My kids used to be in band, and I have lots of pictures of them playing their instruments, so having like a small music note would be really helpful for my embellishment clusters. I just got my first pair of wireless headphones. Maybe I should document that. I didn't even think about that. but I got a new iPhone and the jack didn't work for my wire headphones, so I had to get a new pair. But here's that icon again, and I think I might use this and make a spread in my All About Me album about what I'm listening to. I don't listen to music that much. I do have a few favorite songs, but since I'm not turning on the radio very often anymore, don't really know what's popular. But I do listen to podcasts and I listen to audiobooks a lot. So those would apply to these sentiments as well. Like here, currently listening music or podcasts, check the box. Fave song, I could probably, there's a few that I'm listening to would be fun. Podcast, you can write out which podcast you're listening to. And it looks like these could fit in here if you wanted to journal in here, or might be able to cut that out and put a picture back there. We'll get playing with these in a little bit and we'll see how that goes. So we'll look at that. And we have 2 metal dies this month. Now I did not take these out of the packaging because I didn't want to lose them, even though they are big, I shouldn't. But folding tabbed tag metal die. So if I am to guess, I'm gonna guess this is 4 inches and the halfway point is 3 inches. So if we cut this out and you fold, this is definitely a score line, and you fold it, it could go in a 3x4 pocket. Actually, will it with the tab? Yes, it will, because the tab portion is under 3 inches. So it would have to go this way, vertical, into a 3x4 pocket, but you could also put it on a layout. You could put it in a notebook or like a memory keeping notebook is what I was trying to think of. And then you could have hidden journaling, hidden pictures. You could use this as a way to get more journaling and pictures in. This would be super fun and a great way to add some interactive elements to a spread. And then this one, Pocket Builder Metal Die. So this is a 3x4 and a 4x6. When you cut them out of cardstock or paper, you'll have the score lines, and you can fold those down, put some glue or adhesive tape, double-sided tape on these, put it either on your like 12x12 spread or on your memory journal or 4x6 page, whatever you're using. And you can have a pocket that's either 3x4 in size or 4x6. And so when we get to playing with these, when I do my projects, any of our tags, I'll have to play around and see if when you cut this out, if this fits direct. Might need to be trimmed down just the tiniest little bit to make sure it goes in smoothly, but it looks like it should fit pretty well. And same thing with these. My guess is I'm going to want to trim them down just a smidge, probably not even 1/4 of an inch, maybe an 1/8. Quarter, maybe not even 1/8, 1/16 on each side, I would guess. And it would fit in there really nicely. So that would be really fun. So that'll be exciting to play with those. Now, in my video last month, I did some stamp swatching. And if you don't want to see that, you are welcome to stop the video now. But I really enjoyed doing the stamp swatching. So let me show you briefly what I did. So I had this notebook, and I explained in the last month's video. I had started this years ago, but had forgotten about it. And when I got a new stamp back in the day, I would practice stamping with it. These are much older. But this was last month's Elle Studio. It was the first time I found my notebook after cleaning out my space a little bit. And I took the stamps that were released, wrote down their title, and I just played around with stamping. One, it kind of seasoned the stamp, so it got it ready. So when I needed it on a project, it would be ready to go. It also helped me to remember what I have. I don't always remember that I have a tiny little heart or an XOXO or a speech bubble with hearts in it. So this gives me some recollection of what I have and what I can use. And then I also did some playing with colors that matched the kit last year. And then I also practiced some layering just to see. Some of it worked, some looked great, and then some I didn't like as much. So it just let me know what I could do when I was making projects with these stamps. So I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to play some music. I'm going to speed it up so you don't have to sit here in real time and watch. And then also, if you want to turn it off now, feel free, but I'll come back and talk when I am done swatching. Okay, what did you think of the stamp swatching? I think this is a super fun process because one, it gets me using the stamps right away after I receive them, and I can just see different combinations. Like here I tried to make a longer pattern and it didn't really line up very well, so either I'm gonna have to practice that more or maybe not do that on a project. But I loved the layering here in different colors. Like that was really fun, and that might be something that my brain's gonna say, okay, maybe I'll do that on my page when I get around to making something. I love all the little icons. I love how they can layer with some of the other items, and this pattern down here was super fun. I can totally see that as part of an embellishment cluster. So this was super fun to work with. And then the other one I did back here, this was actually really great too. And I didn't do as much layering on this one, but I did try putting some of the sentiments inside of the view window here, and then also adding some icons to some of the words to mix those up. And so this will be really fun. I'll also have some colors swatched so I can double check if they go well with pieces of the kit. Now, last month when I did this, I found that some of the colors I picked did not ultimately work well, and that's okay. That's part of the process. So I didn't pick any purples. I kind of stuck with the warmer colors. And then the yellows. I think the yellows and the oranges work really well. So anyway, So I recommend doing this whenever you get a new stamp, try stamping it all out in a notebook, and then you can kind of go back later and go, oh, right, I have that little heart that I can use on any project, not just one that I'm working with this particular set. You can pull this out and pull out some of the layering pieces, which makes our stamps go farther. You'll notice during the process, sometimes I was using an eraser on the stamps, and sometimes I wasn't. Partly was just because I was forgetting to do it. However, what it does is when you get a new stamp set, sometimes there's residual product from the manufacturer, and you just want to take an eraser and kind of rub some of that off. If you can also just use the back of your hand. If you don't have an eraser with you, you can just go like this a few times, and that works well too. You also noticed I was cleaning my stamp after each use with a baby wipe. It makes the video a little longer, but I don't like to have dirty stamps next time I pull them out, because they can have ink residue, and then that can mix with your next ink color. So that's what I like to do. If you have any questions or comments about the swatching or anything in the kit, leave it in the comments below. I'll get back to you as soon as I can. And thank you so much for watching. I hope to see you in the next video. Bye now.